Definitely about to rain pretty soon. What's going on, guys? FJ Eric here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about everything that I have fixed, or all the issues that I've had and that I've fixed with my CVT rooftop tent. This will probably go along with most clamshell rooftop tents, but if you haven't seen my full review on pros and cons, definitely check that out. I'll put the link in the description and above. And that was just after having the tent for 1 month, basically using it as much as I possibly could. And there was a lot of stuff that I really liked about it and a lot of stuff that I didn't. I think I've pretty much fixed all the issues that I didn't like about it, and so I'm going to be sharing that with you today. This is going to be 6 months having this tent. I've used it numerous amount of times. I'm still very, very happy with it. If I could go back and get maybe like a different brand or something like that, I would not. I would stick with this one because like I said, the issues really weren't anything just crazy. It's just basic clamshell issues. So definitely check that out. Check out those pros and cons. So this is the CVT mount hood. This is going to be a size medium. I don't remember the exact dimensions on that. It's definitely on their website. But this is going to be sitting on a Warrior flat rack. And I know most of the flat racks are going to be very similar. So the size just really fit the FJ is why I went with that one. The weather's looking pretty dark, so I'm trying to hurry and get this video finished because in less than 24 hours I will be on the road to Colorado. I live in Alabama. This is going to be the farthest that this FJ has ever gone. So definitely subscribe. You'll be with me the whole way and everything that goes right and goes wrong. So definitely looking forward to it, and I'm super stoked and really put this thing to the test. As far as like the biggest change that I've had with this tent, it's going to be these latches right here. Now the CVT comes with these right here, which are really well made, no doubt. But the only problem that I had was once it mounts right here, you don't really get the leverage to really like crank this tent down. And you kind of need that, especially with all the air that stays in here, and if you're trying to store anything up there, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, so you just never really got any leverage to really pull that down. So it was really hard to push down and close. I know a lot of my videos, you've seen me like sitting on top of it. So I just had to use my weight to close it. And I used to have a humongous latch on this thing, which was awesome because you got so much leverage. But now I'm using that for my bumper swing out, which is a new mod, super cool. But, so this one's actually got like a little locking mechanism on it. So you just pull that, open it up, both sides, okay? And then you're free to open this thing up. With this CVT, I mean, that's, you know, that's hardly any room to really, you know, just crank down on this thing. So with having this latch, it just makes it so much easier to close, and I really like that. And then it just locks into place. So definitely one of my favorite things that I've changed about this. Makes it so much easier. Okay, so number two, anytime I needed to charge something, I would just have my little porta charger, right? So now I've actually got a cable for USB hooked into my house battery, and the cable runs to the fuse box back here, so I can actually run this straight into the tent. So it makes it so much easier. Charging my phone, it's got 2 points right here, USB fan, and then also the USB to charge my phone. So that's one thing that I really like that I didn't have before. Another issue that I had was storage for multiple things, and my biggest thing at the time was the ladder. You know, it may not be that big of a deal if you've got a 4Runner or a truck or something like that, but I do not have a lot of room in this FJ, right? And the ladder's pretty big. So when I got this bumper built, I was like, yo, can you hold the ladder somewhere? And so right now, this is what I've got. And this is not for full time because these are just plastic, and you know, you don't want to leave plastic outside in the weather. It's just not going to be that great for it. But if I ever need the room, I can take it out, and I've just got it mounted right there with the jerry cans just by a ratchet strap. So I know that's going to be a big difference as far as not having to keep the ladder inside. Now, as far as storage inside the tent, I actually have my summer and winter everything stored inside the tent now. And I'll tell you the little trick I had with that. So all of my sleep gear in here is the same as my backpacking. So I've got like this cover throw sleeping bag and my quilt, pillow, all of that stuff is stored in here. And the key is that it's made out of down material. So it'll literally just all the way flat. If you're fine with just having that as like backpacking gear, you can definitely store all of your bedding and everything up here. Now, I've heard of some people getting a little bit thinner mattresses. I know I talked about the mattress being about yay thick. That may be something I'll look into in the future, but for right now, it's working. So as far as the zippers holding up, the actual tent material, I've had no issues with whatsoever. And I really thought the zippers were gonna be like the first thing to go. But everything has been really well, have no leaks. I actually once thought that these struts had messed up, gotten some mud or something like that in it because it was so hard to open. I was like, man, this thing's hard to open and hard to close, like what's up? And it's actually because I had all the windows closed and I just didn't have this mesh open. So I had this thicker one, you know, all the way up. And the reason was it was so vacuum packed that it wasn't letting any air in and like actually, you know, like blow it up. Now I do keep 2 windows open. The back one I'll always keep closed just in case it is raining. I don't have to run in here and then have to worry about shutting that one. But as far as these 2, I always leave them with just the mesh showing, and that way I can just push it and it'll just glide right open. And it's starting to sprinkle. One other thing that I forgot to mention in the first video is how dark this material is. As far as like how thick it is too. See how much light is out, but actually like how dark it is inside the tent. Okay, and I've even got like this flashlight, right? And just right behind this thing, and you can't see it at all. So it's actually pretty crazy. As far as the crossbars up on top, I have never had anything heavier than that solar up there. I know that it's rated for like 100 pounds, and I've seen kayaks and everything else like on it, even open. But yeah, for me, I probably won't have anything heavier, at least for a while. So I've never had any issues out of that. One thing I did end up buying was this wind deflector that I didn't have before. I could really tell a difference once I was going down the road and the air coming through underneath the tent, the hood would actually like move just a hair, you know? So I ended up getting one of those. It quit doing that. Thought that was really neat. I know that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the tent per se, but if you've got a tent, I definitely recommend having one of those. That rain's coming. The coolest things that I thought about this tent too was being able to get in from all 3 sides. And I did that for a little bit, but where it sits on the back of the FJ, I was not able to use the back, so now it's down to 2. And I'm working on getting an awning for the passenger side, so you won't be able to get in that side, so it's only down to 1, which sounds like, you know, kind of negative about it, but it's just really cool that you can kind of pick and choose your sides and how you want to build it out. So I definitely thought that was kind of neat. I also talked about it in the first video, but I am not sponsored by CVT whatsoever. I just really like their stuff, and I feel like I'm kind of cutting this thing short, but it is starting to rain on me just a hair, and I've still got a pack for Colorado, yo. So definitely go and check that pros and cons list out. Yours may be a little bit different. Maybe it's some issues that you've had. Maybe how I've fixed everything will be able to help you as well. And yeah, just get out there and camp. Next time y'all see me, feet should be down in some part out west. So really looking forward to that. I'll see y'all then. Peace.